Hey everyone, Brian Johnson with thestockmanager.com. Back again, market ending, market close video for July 7th. Alright, guess what? Market's up. Last time we spoke, a couple days ago, I made mention that, you just gotta, you can't expect a pullback. You can't expect a move up or a move down. You just let the charts tell you which way to go. We had some different levels that we had in mind at the time. The break was for the long side above 12,600. If you took that, you did very well on that one. It's up over 100 points now. The next break was above 12,700. Not up that much. Need to be very cautious. If you guys were not playing last week with the entries I had for you back here to the long side, you need to be day trading now. We're getting to a point now where we're not up too far. There is no such thing, but we are very, very extended up here. We want to be very, very careful with our trades coming into the end of the week. I did make mention too that no other way to see this but a wave 3. You don't stand in the way of wave 3s. What do? You just jump in and go. You got to find entries. We've had entries along the way. You just get in and you ride it. You go with it. Don't try to fight it. So if you are now, if you got into this, any of the indices, long with me last week at any of the levels I gave you last week, good for you. Just keep moving your stops up. Okay, don't get spooked out. If you don't want to hold over this weekend, I don't blame you. It'd be like 2 straight weeks of bullish movement here. You need to take your profits if you want to. Be fine with that. Remember, you can always re-enter next Monday. It's not a big deal, okay? But we are very extended here. So if you have not been playing along with me since last week to the long side and you're just now getting into the long side, you need to be really day trading, to be quite honest. You need to be in, you need to be out by the end of the day, just so you're not taken by surprise the following morning, because while the bears can move down quite a bit and the bulls can actually give up quite a bit of ground and not lose anything in the bigger overall picture, if you're day trading this thing, you could easily get into a trade like, above 12.7. Now you go to bed, it's 12.719, and wake up tomorrow to a 12.6 type gap to the downside, and you're stuck in a lot of pain. So you want to be very, very cautious of that. That's why I recommend you just day trade at this point. We're very extended. You can see us into these overhead resistance levels. We saw the Dow break right here. It paused. I said it's putting in what appears to be the beginnings of a high base formation. That's kind of what we got. It was like basically a one-day rest. This little spinning top doji ended up being just a continuation doji as it pushed itself over and into the 12,600 level. The NASDAQ, the Dow, have been very strong. We had a very, very muted day yesterday by the ES as the financials did not play along. So from a trading perspective, trading the ES futures was extremely difficult. It was much easier to trade the Dow, much easier to trade the NASDAQ. So above 12,600 was your entry yesterday. Stick with that. Once again, be very cautious as we are entering these overhead levels. Want to make mention of something here as we push forward, and that is I think the EW boys might be back to the drawing board. As you can see, this little double bottom that was put in here, once we broke last week the upper area here of 12,200, that was my first entry, then above the blue line, then above the 50, and then on and on and on and on. We've had a lot of entries on it. So if you're still in it to the long side with me from last week, just keep moving your stops until this thing eventually wears itself out. NASDAQ, 60-minute, breaking to the upside as well, looking strong, go figure, like all the rest of them, and being the strongest of the indices today. Actually, technically, the Russell's was actually the strongest from that standpoint, but because we're not covering it, then you would not know that. The NASDAQ, 1.44% today on this huge move up, dancing right to the daily, as I mentioned last week as well. It was breaks above 2260 to get in, then 2280, then 2300, and 2320. 2370 to 2380 was my no-fly zone. We just, if you can't beat it, yes, gap it. You gap it. This is a very difficult trade because we did not come back to retest or anything. So if you just happen to get long the NASDAQ, good for you. You're making some money, but look, we are into this overhead area. Now, for those of you that have probably talked about this 1,000 times, let me bring it up for those that have maybe not heard it yet. Notice what we did here on the NASDAQ. I'm going to point out a couple of things very, very quickly to you guys. First and foremost, notice that yesterday we broke up and above this overhead area, followed today by the gap up and into this area. There is no such thing as up too far. We are very extended up here though, so you must be cautious. Once again, if you're going to trade this, great, but just day trade it. Be out by the end of the day. It's not worth it. Live to play another day just in case there is some sort of a major move overnight and you can't get out of your positions. You want to be stuck there. 24.17, spot 83. What was the high today? 24.18, spot 99. Oops, that's a new high. So the bulls are still in charge up here. That is why you just need to follow the charts. Stay grounded, stay focused, follow the charts. Let the breaks tell you which way to go. Yes, we were up quite a ways coming into the beginning of this week, but look, it hasn't made a stinking bit of difference. I mean, we closed above the 50 in one try. That's very bullish. I made mention of that, and look, we just pushed ourselves upward. So stay with the trade and see where it ends. Just be careful, as I said. Day trades only if you're going to trade the indices from this point on. I'd be curious to see where the weeklies finish as well. We are up into some uncharted territory here. Notice that we have now broke these highs. Oops. So there was the potential for a head and shoulders pattern to be put in here. If I'm not mistaken, I would assume that Elliott Wave might say stuff like non-confirmation. Look for those words to be used if they're still going to try to back up a Elliott Wave count. As I said in my Elliott Wave video, confirmation, not indication. So it has been pretty good confirmation. We've had some targets on the way up that have met well with Elliott Wave. But point being, now on to new highs. So I'm sure they're going to have to completely nix this whole head and shoulders pattern now. It's kind of a done deal. It's kind of a dead pattern. I might give it a chance if it continues, if it really pours downwards over the next week or so. But really, ultimately, it's kind of a broken formation. SPX also getting up here. This is that consolidation we saw. This happened not for one day, as was the case for the Dow and the NASDAQ, but for 2 days on the SPX because the stinking financials would not play along. I think that was a big part of it. There was a couple other things too. A couple other sectors didn't do well, but anyway, financials mostly. I cannot see this as anything else but a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, maybe. I'm not even convinced yet that this is not all part of 3, to be quite honest. Noticed, and by the way, I pointed out to the above 1340, then into 1345, and then, of course, into some higher levels. Let me show you the daily here for that. 1, hit the 200, bounce up, retest the 200, hold not once but twice. For the 1 wave, the 2 wave, this still looks like it all could be part of the 3 wave. This little jit here that we saw, maybe 4 of 3. Okay, I think that's just what I'm seeing here. Call me crazy. Call me Joe. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. Point being, I'm not so sure that this whole wave 3 thing isn't still going. Don't stand in front of the monster. Play along with it. I want you to notice a few things now that we're talking about the daily. Number 1, notice how the SPX went up 1, 2 days. And then, sideways for these 2 days, whereas the Dow and the NASDAQ both rose yesterday. The S&P did not go with it. Really quick, we'll zip back to show you. Here's the NASDAQ breaking above this little upper area yesterday, and the Dow breaking up and above this little area yesterday. Okay, so we got those breaks. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, that's a great question. The reason I'm bringing it up is because in a lot of cases, you will get this word from other blogs that'll be non-confirmation. We're getting breaks to new high on the NDX, but we have not broke to new highs yet on the SPX or the Dow. That is non-confirmation, so the bear call is still in play. And it's true. It's true. It is possibly still in play. Here's the problem. In most cases, it just means that the NASDAQ is ahead of everybody else, and that the S&P and the Dow are going to follow. So there's a really kind of a better than average chance that we're still going to see new highs put in by the Dow and put in by the SPX. That could happen tomorrow. This wave 3 is very strong. It could definitely make itself into and through tomorrow and not see a pullback. I just want you to be aware of that. There is that good potential that maybe we see another bullish day tomorrow. Anyway, point being, it's not unusual to see the NASDAQ beat everybody to the punch first, but the other indices do follow, so be aware of that. Here's my example. Yesterday, we did not see new highs put in the SPX. Okay, well, not anyway. We didn't break this overhead area anyway, 1345. The other indices did. So I did not say to myself, gee, look, non-confirmation by the SPX. Now, is it non-confirmation? Sure, it's non-confirmation. The point is, I was ready for a break up and above 1345 today by the SPX. Matter of fact, I was in the futures. Well, I was in the futures yesterday and just played it all, just let it go all day long. But point being, I was watching for a break up and above the highs in the futures last night on the SPX, in anticipation of breaking the 1345 area today on the SPX, because the other indices had already done it. This is a great opportunity when you see other indices leading the way to see the laggers and maybe catch them before they make that break. Great opportunity to get in, make a little money when the other indices have already done it. Good chance that the other ones will follow. So keep this in mind for the Russells, the Russells, the Dow, and the SPX. The Nasdaq having already broke to new highs. Good chance that we will see. Doesn't have to be tomorrow, but could be tomorrow. Remember, this might not be over yet. We could see this thing over and above these new highs of even 1365 and 1370 within the next few days of trading. Whether that leads into next week, whatever, doesn't make a difference. We can definitely see that. Be ready, be prepared for that. Good chance to make some money. By the way, the bears are just getting the screws put to them right now. Okay, VIX was up a little bit today after the gap down, a little bit of a move up, back into the 16 area. I really don't care about the VIX unless it's over and above 19 or 20 on a more consistent day-to-day basis. We are not. This just tells me that options are at are not at a premium right now. You can get in some very, very good prices down here if you're an options type player. Would recommend maybe you start looking at that. I really do think that this little pop up in the VIX really just kind of illustrates that. I think everybody's in the same boat I kind of am, and that is, boy, we're really extended here. Maybe we should start looking to build a short position. So if you're starting to build a short position, that's great. But this is not how you build a short position. Get in with a 100% position. That's not how you do it. When you build a short position, you get in with a 25% position. So if you're used to trading, let's just say 100 shares. Get in with 25 shares short. You can always add later on. However, if the market goes up, guess what? You can average up a little bit, which doesn't allow you to sit there in pain with your thumbs in a vise going, what did I do? That was so stupid. Don't be that person, okay? Jump in with a 25% position, let's say 25 shares. If the market continues to go up, guess what? Let it get up here to 1370, to the very, very top, and add another 25%. Now you're in at a 50% position, but your cost average is better. If it continues up a little bit higher than that, find another good overhead level of resistance, add another 25%. Okay? That's how you build a short position. You start small. You don't start with a full position and go, yeah, baby, roll the dice, come on, 7. No, don't play it that way. Okay. Then as it starts back down and starts to break some of these levels again, you can add the final 50 or 25% to your position, get yourself into a very nice cost average up here in this upper area, and see if you can't get a pullback into the 1330, maybe even the 1300 or 1300 to 1320 area. Who knows? I don't know if it'll come back that deep, but if it does, you've done pretty well on your short position. At that point, it's just about managing it and making sure that you're keeping up with your stops. VIX, blah, 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 weekly looking, whatever, very low anyway. Look at this big drop. Market did, after last week, they were like, yeah, not so worried. So there's not a lot of panic in the market right here. FAS, want to talk about this. I cannot show you a prettier Elliott wave pattern than this. 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, 1, 2, gap for 3. This looks like a 4. I don't even know. This could all be. This could all really be all part of this wave 3 of 5. Then you get a pullback for a 4 of 5, then a 5 of 5. But I'm going to tell you something. I see a ton of these 5 of 5s never happen. Okay, you start what you believe to be the 4 of 5, and the 5 of 5 never happens. It just keeps going down, and then all of a sudden the Elliotticians find a way to make this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because they have to. But the truth of the matter is a lot of these never finish, so don't try to get every single penny. Okay, my long for you anyway coming out of this right here was above 27. I'll go right to the daily to show you why it was above the 200 period or 200-day moving average. Guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be done. We don't know. It doesn't matter. Above 27 was your trade today. You made some money on that if you took it. Same thing with FAS. My short was below 42 and or above 45 for a long. We obviously got the short position today. Break below 42 into some lower levels. Made a little money on that. Hope you guys were playing along. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Hope you guys don't mind a 15 friggin' minute video, which was supposed to be a 6-minute video. So that's how I roll. I'm long-winded. Okay, and so that wraps it up for today's video. I want to tell you the trading room's going very, very well. We are, as of right now, 10 for 10 in our stock calls in the trading room. Very happy with that. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 is pretty common, but right now at this point in time, we're 10 for 10 on our stock calls for the week. I am out of 6 of those trades. I am still in 4 of them, and we'll see how they work out tomorrow. Then I will let you guys all know how the first week went. I'm trying to do videos of when I take trades and such, so you can get a feel for what the trading room's like and how it all works. But I'll post my results for you tomorrow, and you guys can see for yourself how the first week went. If you guys have time during the day or even a little time during the week, would recommend you try out the trading room. It's, I think, going to be a lot more fun than I maybe gave it credit for to begin with. It was not an easy decision to decide to open up a trading room, to be quite honest, from my side. I don't know why I wanted to in the first place. I'm like, well, I'm pretty happy. I'm making pretty good money trading. Why would I want to open up a trading room and strap myself to a chair all day when I can trade from my deck in the sun? But you know what? It's really been a blast. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'll post my results for you tomorrow so you guys can see where I'm at. Probably start doing a lot of that on the trading room page. If you haven't seen it yet, just look towards the top there. It's one of the links, Trading Room. And click on that, and I'll start posting results and stuff like that. And try to put up videos as well so that you can see when I took the trades and all that other good stuff. So hope you give it a shot, really. I think it's well worth it. I think we've done very well, and I would love to add some more people to it. So think about it. Give it a shot. Call me with questions or write me with questions. Otherwise, I will see you guys maybe tomorrow night again. Try to do maybe a Friday video for everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.